In the mountains of Colombia, where coffee plantations stretch toward endless horizons, a man once held more power than presidents and commanded more fear than armies. His name was Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, and his story remains one of the most extraordinary tales of ambition, violence, and ultimate downfall in modern history. Born in 1949 in the humble town of Rio Negro, Pablo Escobar began life far removed from the empire he would eventually build. His father was a farmer, his mother a school teacher, and nothing in his early years suggested he would become one of the wealthiest and most dangerous men on earth. Yet even as a child, Escobar displayed an entrepreneurial spirit that would define his entire existence. He sold fake lottery tickets, stole cars, and engaged in petty theft, always seeking the next opportunity to make money. The transformation for small-time criminal to drug lord began in the 1970s, when Escobar recognized the immense potential of cocaine trafficking to the United States. While others saw risk, he saw opportunity on an unprecedented scale. Starting with small shipments hidden in spare tires, Escobar gradually built what would become the most powerful drug cartel in history. The Medellín Cartel, as it came to be known, would eventually control 80% of the global cocaine trade. What set Escobar apart from other criminals was not merely his ruthlessness, but his complex relationship with power and public perception. He understood that true control required more than fear alone. In the slums of Medellín, he built housing projects, soccer fields, and schools. He provided electricity and running water to neighborhoods the government had forgotten. To many of the city's poorest residents, Pablo Escobar was not a criminal, but a benefactor. A man who cared for them when no one else would. This dual nature created a paradox that defined his entire reign. By day, he was a family man who played soccer with his children and hosted lavish parties at his estate, Hacienda Nápoles, complete with a private zoo, featuring hippos, elephants, and exotic birds. By night, he orchestrated a campaign of terror that would claim thousands of lives. His motto, plata o plomo, meaning silver or lead, offered a simple choice: accept his money or face his bullets. As his wealth grew, so did his political ambitions. Escobar was elected to Colombia's Congress in 1982, believing legitimacy would provide protection from extradition to the United States. However, his criminal past soon caught up with him, forcing him to resign and retreat deeper into the shadows of his criminal empire. The 1980s marked the height of Escobar's power and the beginning of his war against the Colombian state. When the government moved to extradite drug traffickers to face justice in American courts, Escobar responded with unprecedented violence. He declared war on extradition itself, bombing government buildings, assassinating presidential candidates, judges, and police officers. The explosion of Avianca Flight 203 in 1989, killing all 107 people aboard in an attempt to eliminate a single political enemy, demonstrated the lengths to which he would go to maintain control. Yet for all his power, Pablo Escobar's empire was built on foundations that could not last forever. The very violence that had secured his position ultimately became his weakness, turning public opinion against him and uniting his enemies. On December 2, 1993, Colombian police tracked him to a middle-class neighborhood in Medellín. As he attempted to escape across rooftops, the man who had once seemed untouchable was finally cornered and killed. Pablo Escobar's story serves as a stark reminder that no empire built on violence and fear can endure indefinitely, and that the pursuit of absolute power ultimately leads to absolute destruction.